living on the bottom or living on the top. You actually have a choice in life. You can choose to live on the bottom, or you can choose to live on the top. You can live a life of commanding blessings, or you can live in a way where you're just falling through life. But it's your choice. And the way that most people choose to live is by taking whatever life hands them. Just accepting whatever life hands them. Because living a life of commanding blessings is actually challenging. It's extremely challenging to live on the top. It's extremely challenging to live a blessed life. It's challenging to live a life according to God's system. So a lot of people would rather appear to be blessed instead of really being blessed. A lot of people would rather have you think they're blessed instead of actually living a blessed life. A lot of people have grown accustomed to just going through the motions and making people think they're on a certain level, or making people think they are living by faith, or making people think they are something big in God instead of actually living a blessed life. It's not really hard to be blessed, and it's not really hard to live a faith-based life, but it's so challenging until people would rather pretend to do it than to really live by faith. People would rather stay on the bottom and look like they're on the top than to just accept the challenge and live on the top. When I was growing up, one of my younger brothers claimed he knew how to swim. He claimed that he didn't need to be taught how to swim. So we went to the pool, and he gets in the water, and he's doing everything that the one who could swim was doing. We get in the water, and he is moving his arms in the motion of freestyle swimming. He looked real good. He looked like he was stroking with the right motion. He had his feet kicking in the water, and it looked like he was kicking his feet the right way. He was holding his breath, and he had his head down in the water. The problem was he wasn't going nowhere. He was not being propelled through the water. He was just going through the motions of a swimmer. But actually, his body was sinking in the water, doing all the right stuff, but his body was sinking in the water, going through all the right motions, but his body was sinking in the water. And when I went down under the water to look at him, he was laying on the bottom of the pool, still going through the motions, still thinking he could swim, still thinking he didn't need to be taught. still thinking nobody needed to show him anything. He was on the bottom. And what we see now is people living their lives on the bottom. You going through the motions, but you on the bottom. You think you know what you're doing, but it's obvious you don't, because you're still on the bottom. You have a form of godliness, but you're denying the power thereof. But it's your choice. You can continue to go through the motions. You can continue to act like you know something that you obviously don't know. You can continue to think nobody can tell you anything. You can continue to think that you have everybody fooled. But like I said before, you cannot fool wisdom. You cannot fool God. You cannot fool life. Life knows you're on the bottom. God knows you're on the bottom. People who are really living by faith and people who are really living according to God's system, they can recognize that you're on the bottom. But the choice is yours. You can live on the top, or you can keep living on the bottom.